YouTube, YouTube. What it do is your boy Benji, and we are back balling. We're following game 2 of NBA playoff series. We're getting things started. It's that nitty gritty portion of the season, and we love it. If you're a new, please don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on multiple social media platforms. Follow Hoops HQ. First game I wanted to talk about, man, Bucks and Pacers. For some strange reason, these guys continue to match up. And even though on paper you got a lot of big time superstars coming from the Milwaukee Bucks, they match up terribly against the Pacers. These guys have played so many times. I mean, between playoffs, NBA play-ins, and regular season bouts, these teams have played 18 times, bro, since the beginning of last season. You would think at this point they know one another. I think, unfortunately, just matchup-wise, the Pacers just match up so well when it comes to the Bucks, because of a lot of the Bucks offense since trading for Damian Lillard is heavy in regards to just shot creation coming from either Giannis or Damian Lillard. And I think they tried to pick up guys like KUZMA and even Kevin Porter to try and assist in a lot of that. But the problem is that you bringing a bunch of guys in that don't know how to create offense via poor shot selection. And we saw a lot of that early on. A couple Kuzma missed layups led to Indy getting out in the break. And while Milwaukee tried to throw a couple different defensive schemes at Indiana, they just can't stop these guys. They get a lot of second chance opportunities. They're just playing harder than the Bucks. And a lot of the guys out there look like they didn't know what to do on offensive defense. Particularly, it was obvious that Damian Lillard, even though, you got to salute the dude for coming back after, what could potentially be a career-ending injury, when we're talking about blood clots. He suited up for game 2, and they picked on him. Every time one of the offensive players from Indiana looked like they had Damian Lillard on them, they attacked, and it was quick. Evident very early in the game. The guy started off like 11 for 16. The Pacers, I think, finished the quarter 60% from the field. They couldn't be stopped. And I don't want to just single out Dame, but I mean, if we're talking about perimeter defense, Dame was getting cooked. Additionally, like I said, if we're just looking at like the effort that the guys had, man, a lot of guys out there just looking lost for the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, the good thing is, they have guys like Giannis and Brook Lopez to save them when guys attack the basket. But like I said, on the perimeter, they're looking crazy. I mean, there was plenty of times where Porter collapsed. Bobby Portis collapsed. Dame Lillard was lost. And, I mean, like I said, you're going to have to pick your poison when you have Brook Lopez and Giannis taking turns who's going to protect the rim. Because you're going to end up with guys in the perimeter shooting threes. And that was evident really early. Like Siakam and Miles Turner were able to kind of space the floor all game. But Tyrese Halliburton, surprisingly, they just can't stop this guy. And I don't know what it is. I mean, a lot of people on the internet calling these guys frontrunners because of the energy that they provide when they're winning and when they're on a run. We haven't heard nothing from these guys all season. But when it comes to the Bucks, they dislike each other. And look, there's a long history of it. Let's check this article out from ESPN. Of course, there was that big viral moment where Halliburton and Dame were talking a lot of smack following last game. These guys got a lot of beef. In reality, it's just been a long 2 seasons. Halliburton and Lillard chalked it up with them just being competitors and just trying to do all they can to compete out there. Halliburton's acting like, I don't care. Whatever. But of these many confrontations, I think a lot of us remember that there was 64 points that Giannis had against these guys, and he tried to get the game ball. And the Pacers team snatched it, and so it led to Giannis trying to chase somebody down, and that was a big story. We don't have to sit and act like it's any secret. We don't like them, they don't like us, and that just is what it is. I think they live for this, we live for this, so I cannot care less. I'm out here trying to help my team win a game. I would definitely say a bright spot is that the Bucks have been able to try and climb back into these games. I mean, if we even look at game 1 versus game 2, there was moments in which the Bucks had huge deficits they had to climb. And the Pacers let them back into the game, but they were able to seal the finish. We can see that things may be a little bit different in Milwaukee. If the Bucks are able to get off to a harder start, and maybe the Pacers are not able to, get their fit under them, that might make a difference. But again, like I said, I think it just boils down to the effort that the guys are putting into. And that's contagious. And that often lends itself to you making jump shots. That often lends itself to a couple more basketballs squeezing into the rim. because you're just playing harder than the other team. I mean, at the end of the day, call it what you want. The Pacers don't have the same star power that you would argue that the Bucks do. But I mean, you have multiple All-Stars. You have guys that can put the ball in the basket, and plenty of players who know their role. Like I said, I mean, unfortunately, you still have a lot of guys in the Bucks that are still trying to figure things out. Kuzma was a man in Washington. He's trying to fit himself within this offense still. Trying to find his way to be a consistent offensive threat. I mean, we saw it with stats he put up last game. 0 for 5 in the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 0 turnovers. Now, this is coming from a guy who's like 6'10". What are we doing? And then after the game, Doc Rivers is talking about, so it's tough to score when you don't have the ball. Brother, you're the coach. Again, I think that we have to get to a point as like fans, as media, that maybe Doc Rivers is not the guy that we assume him to be. He's been handed nothing but talented rosters for over a decade and has not been able to turn over much. He got a ring when he was with the Celtics. Cool. I mean, brothers and sisters, I could have put a blindfold on and coached them to go to the win. I mean, you had multiple Hall of Famers on one roster. I would hope that you can at least get one ring out of the time that they were together. Please. But what has he been able to do since then? I mean, I argue some of the most talented teams that he's had have been in L.A., talking about the Clippers. What has that meant? Philly, what has that done? I mean, come on now. Look at what he's got now in Milwaukee. They've spoon-fed this dude with talent. How can he turn this? Like I mentioned, the guys are just playing harder, man. I mean, now granted, the Pacers team, you would argue, is, like I said, it could be a little smaller. So they did not win the rebounding battle, but a little more assists, more steals. The Bucks turned the ball over, and a lot of that was like just unforced errors. I mean, guys trying to do too much. Kevin Porter. But other than that, the teams were just really, really evenly matched. I mean, if you look at the fouls, field goal percentages, very similar. I mean, Brook Lopez, did his thing. I think it was like 4 blocks in the first half. But like I said, it seemed like the perimeter was the strength right now for the Pacers, specifically in the second half when Miles and Siakam were able to catch fire. Giannis is doing all he can out there, but I mean, he's playing hard. He's working hard for his buckets. I mean, he's down there banging with people. I mean, we're talking about 7 offensive rebounds, 18 total rebounds. I mean, Giannis had to work for buckets. But you know what he's gonna do, man. He's always gonna go out there and hoop. 34 points, 14 for 20 from the field. Like I said, 18 boards. He's gonna do what he's gonna do, man. 7 assists. Kuzma had a little bit better of a performance, but man, you're giving this a 6'10" guy 31 minutes a game, and he's shooting 5 or 10 for the field. Now, it's a lot easier for you to average 20 points when you're in Washington shooting God knows how many shots. Brook Lopez is out there, like I said, to play defense, but I think you kind of have to hit and miss with this dude because while he's able to defend the rim, how much is he helping you in regards to perimeter defense? He's getting lost out there, and offensively, he's not going to do much other than pop. He doesn't want to bang. And Damian Lillard, I mean, his first game back, he's 4 for 13 from the field, and I think that is where a lot of the offense gets lost. I mean, you'll live with, like I said, a night from Kuzma where he's getting you 12 to 15 points. I think you'll be fine with that as long as it's true efficiency. And, Taurean Prince come in there, hit a couple shots, play defense. I don't think you're too mad at that. Bobby Portis has been able to provide a lot of energy and offense from the bench, and that's where you love to see him. 28 points, 11 for 19. But Trent and Porter, like I said, we need a little more efficiency from them. 4 of 9 from Porter. And, 3 turnovers in only 15 minutes. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, what are we talking about? Gary Trent came out there 30 minutes a game, played, and you're 1 for 4. Even A.J. Green, who has a bright future, 0 for 2 in 12 minutes. I mean, that's not too terrible. But, again, I continue to harp on these guys need a little more opportunity. And that's going to come from the top down. Put them in situations to be more successful. Stop letting Kevin Porter go from side to side trying to create offense. But the Pacers, pretty balanced attack. I mean, you had Siakam with 24 points, 50% from the field. Nesmith, 16 points. Miles Turner, 15. Halliburton, 21 and 12. I mean, you know what he's going to do. And then Nembhard, 17 points, and he had a dagger 3. Then you had guys like Mathurin coming off the bench and providing energy and effort. I mean, he shot 4 for 10. Make a couple more shots, this gets out of hand. Obi Toppin is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to fly high, and he's going to remain a lob threat. And of course, TJ McConnell's will come in there, man. And I really like the dynamic between them and Mathurin, as well as Nembhard, bro. These guys are relentless pressuring the ball handler. So they're going to wear guys like Damian Lillard down. And I think that's a great decision that they made. You notice that Damian Lillard's offense, typically when these guys match up, is a little bit stifled because they're wearing him down. They're picking him up full court each and every time. Each and every time, deny him the basketball. They're making that guy work. Again, I mentioned the Bucks are not putting him in enough situations. I would argue that allow him to be successful. I mean, if you even look at a lot of the high pick and rolls, they were high, man. They were high out there by the logo. But if I had to predict for anything, I would argue that the Bucks are going to win. I think most sites argue that these guys have like over 55% chance of taking Game 3. I would hope that they take Game 3. They just got to batten down the hatches. There's a couple of things that they could fix in order to beat the Pacers. The Pacers seem to be on cruise control, though, so I think it'll be a good Game 3. Dame getting hot offensively could be the game changer. The other game that happened last night was, I mean, something that a lot of us kind of skipped through. I mean, we had Mr. Jaw flying out west and the Grizzlies who matched up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It, again, was not much, to behold in. I mean, these guys have been getting drugged up and down the court. And unfortunately, I think they just don't have what it takes. Like, I mean, they have a lot of young guys that are, ready to compete. They play hard, but I don't know what else you can give these guys. You got Desmond Bane out there. He's a max contract player from All-Star. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. You got John Morant. It's tough. It's just something that's not clicking out there. Where these guys were potential Western Conference champions, I think John Morant getting suspended, injuries, all that really hurt the Grizzlies when they were at the pinnacle of success, like literally peaking right over the top of the mountain. All that came crumbling down. And we're seeing what we're seeing today. John Morant was 7-25 for the field, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you're going to get. When you have a guard like John Morant, you're going to have to take a lot of shots in order for your team to be successful. I mean, if you look at the spread here, I mean, Luke Kennard is being, punished, and he's playing 18 minutes. I mean, offensively, what does he gain you other than the guy that can spread the court? Not really getting you much defensively, and I mean, putting the ball on the ground too much is not necessarily his forte. I mean, we can see. I mean, it wasn't really much production coming off the bench at all. At all. And like I said, yeah, John Morant going 10 for 25. He's getting 6 assists. That's not going to cut it. I mean, if you look at, the total assist numbers from these guys. 17 to 21. A lot of offensive creation is all that means. A lot of guys getting out on the fast break from the Oklahoma City end of things. And no one really shot offensively. Scottie Pippen is 4 for 12. 1 assist. Zach Edey is 2 for 3. I mean, he's going to get him a couple dunks. He had, some big dunks that were being blocked in both games. They locking him down. He's just not mobile enough, I think, to deal with what these guys got going on. And OKC, I mean, Shea didn't shoot the ball well either. But I think when you have this much support around you and so many guys playing hard, it's tough to really worry about it. You got guys like Caruso coming off the bench and shooting 50%. I mean, Aaron Wiggins, Casey Wallace out there balling, even Isaiah Joe is going to be consistent as well. 118.99. Let's see what the internet had to say. John Morant doesn't have a mid-range game. Everything is either a floater or a wild contested layup because he solely relies on his natural athleticism. Kind of like Iverson, D. Rose, and Russ. It's time to really get in the lab this summer and work on the footwork and playing off 2 feet. I agree with that. Get in the gym with DeRozan, KD, and Ant-Man. Now, I understand that. I just don't think that these guys' game style is even anything that would be reflective of what John Morant has to deal with. Defenders are going to stop and pack the paint to stop him from making a lot of those plays. And while John Morant is exciting, it comes with a lot. Because if every time you're going downhill, it takes you jumping 40 inches in the air and trying to contort your body to try and find a way to get a shot to go. It's tough. And I mean, when we look at John Morant physically, stature-wise, it's not like he's going to go through people. So while there's excitement that we can have watching you be able to catch some of those gravity defying dunks, you do got to, find a way to extend your opportunities out there with, mid range, maybe getting back to the basket game, finding ways to keep things easier for yourself. John Morant not starting in the fourth quarter is malpractice. You got to get in the mix to sneak around and be in a clutch situation in a game that no one expects you to win. Go for it. Timeout. Grizzlies continue to be not great when John Morant is off the floor. I mean, I told y'all how bad the Grizzlies were when John Morant was not there. We all witnessed it. I think that John Morant doesn't get quite enough uh, support for being the player that he is. Because we saw when he wasn't there, the Grizzlies were bottom feeders. They were straight to the lotto. John Morant in game 2, 10, 25, 5 turnovers, -7 on the court. He thought blocking the noise would help him, but he still ain't him. That's tough. John Morant to Chicago ASAP. He needs a change of scenery. Chicago seems perfect. They have 1,000 guards over there. All in all, I think the Grizzlies are just another team that is going to provide a lot of energy when they're winning. They're going to talk a lot of smack when they're winning. When things are down and out, a lot of people are predicting a sweep for these guys. Oklahoma City is just like they just more come up. They just gel a lot better. They've got guys who know their places, and I think that they're right on the cusp of trying to make things happen. Now, a lot of I think where they're going to be tested, in the latter portion of the playoffs is going to be matchups, and then their inexperience. Is that going to come into play? We saw that last year with some of those pivotal moments against the Mavericks that caused them to lose the series, fouling on 3-pointers, etc. Like there's certain things that they're gonna have to make adjustments to in order to get over the hump. And of course, the last game of the night was the Lakers and Timberwolves. Luka knows the team very well, and unfortunately, the Timberwolves have just not found a recipe to stop this guy. I mean, when they matched up against each other in the Western Conference Finals last year, Doncic was giving the dudes 32.4 points a game, 10 boards, and 8 assists. And he was shooting like 47% from the field. He gave us a lot of exciting moments, including step back threes, daggers. The Wolves couldn't stop this dude. And I continue to see the difference in levels of talent. Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards. No disrespect to either, but like offensively, Luka is just that good. You can build a team around this guy. He is that good. Anthony Edwards is, that dude, but unfortunately, I think he's a really good number 2. It's tough for guys that are under 6'7" to really be someone that you can build a team around. And I think Anthony Edwards is just one of the players that proved that. While I think he's developed tremendously in his own right, I think he's just not quite the guy to build your offense around because he's not the dude that's going to be able to give you 30-plus points consistently. Nor is he the dude that's going to be able to really create for everybody. So you're going to have to give him the ball in order to, create a little bit of offense, but he's not going to be the dude that's going to, be able to facilitate like Luka can and really, play offense as if we're playing on a chessboard. I think the pride for Minnesota has been their individual one-on-one defense. They've got guys like Alexander Walker and Jaden McDaniels, but they haven't been able to contain Luka one-on-one. And it seemed as if they've already been getting frustrated. Like, there was moments where Jaden McDaniels tried to trip Luka coming up the court, and, the guys are pushing Luka, grabbing Luka, holding him. They're not stopping this dude one-on-one. And the Lakers have done a really good job seeking out opportunities for screen rolls and switches. I think the biggest thing for the Wolves last game was how successful they were shooting the three. They made like 21 3-pointers in game 1. Game 2, they came back to reality. And the Lakers have just really been successful getting up and down the court. I think a lot of their losses came when they got Alex Len and they tried to put a traditional big down there. It just didn't really work. You got guys like Luka and LeBron that want to create a lot of offense heading to the rim. They want to play well with a guy who's a lob threat. Unfortunately, you mitigate a lot of your offense that way. Austin Reeves doesn't get the same opportunities that he would get. It's just tougher for them to play like that. So they just put a lot of guys out there that can get out, move, can defend. A lot of the Lakers' issues are going to have to come down to effort. There was plenty of plays where LeBron James feel like he gets hacked. He's going to hang out and complain to the referees. You're going to get Luka Doncic feel like he's getting hacked. He's going to hang out and talk to the referees. So if you got enough guys that can, pick up the slack for them when they're doing that, and then you're able to play well on the fast break, I think you're going to have the Lakers continue to show themselves how good they can be. They still don't really have the consistent three-point shooting, But when you have star players like Luka Doncic and LeBron James, and then Austin Reeves gets hot, they're really, really tough to beat. Austin Reeves really wants that fast break, lob to LeBron, like that iconic moment. LeBron's getting a little old for that, man. But watching this game, I think the biggest thing I could see is take around or take around. What am I saying? The takeaway from this game, I would say, is how committed the Lakers were defensively. There was a lot more physicality. They're checking players that are cutting to the basket. They're getting out there and closing out under control on shooters. And again, the Lakers, maybe the defense could have been something that contributed to it, but the Minnesota Timberwolves did not shoot the ball well. And Gobert being the biggest player on the court, he's not taking advantage of that opportunity. And I don't know if it's maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves who don't have the belief in him to do so, or if maybe their skill guys are just not like what are we doing? Like, I mean, I get it. Like, this guy's claim to fame is defense, but I mean, can we have him do something other than like, are we gonna train him in order to have a quick jump hook or drop step? What are we doing? Why do we have him playing the way he's playing? And if you were to look at the box score over here, I mean, take a look. I mean, Jamie Daniels was 3 of 11, 27% for the field, -7. I mean, there you go right there. 0 for 3 from 3. Julius Randle shooting 2 for 4. I mean, again, I think the getting guys that can create is, I think, where the Timberwolves are lacking. I do agree that maybe them bringing Randle over is more of what helps them because they have a secondary guy now that can create offense alongside Anthony Edwards. Mike Conley's going to be calm, cool, poised, and collected. But, I mean, he was over 5 from the field, tonight. Had 1 assist. So how present was he really? You know what I mean? But Julius Randle's going to do what Julius Randle does. Julius Randle still has no right hand, but he's going to be able to get a lot of shots up and create a lot of, opportunities to where he can have the defenders that mismatch on him and create a lot of foul opportunities. He had 27 points, 4 boards. I don't know if that's, the calling card you want to lean on, but 4 boards. DiVincenzo and Naz Reid didn't really do much for you offensively off the bench, and it's not like they were locking anybody up defensively either. Alexander Walker was also 1 for 6, and then you had a bunch of guys that did not play. Edwards got a shot up tonight. I mean, 10 for 22 for 25 points, and that's consistently where he's normally around, that 24 to 27 point range. He'll give you that every night, but again, like I said, bringing it over the hump. If you need a guy to go get you 30 plus, sometimes Edwards will dwindle. And I know that you want to be the face of the franchise. We need some of these other guys to step up. Now, like I said, I mean, is it too early for me to say that the Timberwolves are a lost cause? Absolutely not. I think this is going to be a series that will at least go 6 games. And like I said, where the Lakers are going to have to be is it's going to come down to consistent effort from them. Are they going to be committed to playing defense? And are they going to be a team that continues to make shots consistently? Because the Lakers are still not a 3-point shooting team. And if you look, Rui 0 for 2, LeBron 1 for 5, Jackson Hayes ain't going to shoot 2 or 3. He better not shoot a 3. Austin Reeves 0 for 6, Luka Doncic 2 for 8, Finney Smith was 1 for 3, and Gabe Vincent was 2 for 4. I mean, LeBron even had a couple open shots that he just couldn't seem to knock down in the second half. But like I said, them being able to hold the Timberwolves to under triple digits is a big thing. And I mean, we're talking about a team that finished with 86 points. I mean, that's where the Lakers are going to be able to differentiate themselves. If they can play like that, then, I mean, when the shots go in, it's a plus. It's a bonus. I mean, like I said, I mean, you would argue that, the Lakers' star players, they played well, but, I mean, Timberwolves, you can't knock them for what they could have done defensively. I mean, LeBron was 8 for 19. Austin Reeves was 7 for 14. Luka Doncic was 9 for 20. Even Finney Smith was 3 for 6. So it's not like you had guys out there that just lit you up. I mean, of course, you're going to have Luka Doncic's 31-point game, but 9 for 20, I mean, you'll take it. You can't let him get to the line 11 times, though. That's where it'll hurt you. The guys knocked down the free throws, though. They knocked down the free throws. Everybody that went to the line knocked them down. 100% from the line, that adds up. I will say, though, if the Timberwolves don't figure it out pretty quickly, things could get awry for them. But they're about to, have a home court advantage over the next couple of games, so it's interesting to see what this might head. The Lakers are still a lot of people's favorites for the Western Coast conference finals. So I'm interested to see where this might head to. I think Game 3 for all these teams will look a little bit more concise. We might have a couple closer games. It should be exciting. I mean, I think the Lakers will continue to let us down. So Timberwolves might get off to a hotter start next game. So it's going to be interesting to see what may happen. I'm going to take a prediction, though, that LA will take Game 3. But I think the Timberwolves get off to a hot start. We'll see if LA is able to jump over that hurdle. With the Timberwolves playing at home, where they'll probably be reignited. And I can see something being X factor for Game 3, though, like DiVincenzo, somebody getting hot. We'll see. Anyways, stay tuned to the next video. Peace.